You know, Zondra, there's nothing like being in the green room. This is where the magic happens. There's no green. Like, there's no green where you are. I have a green water bottle finally because people said, Shay, you've got to have something green. And there now is something green here. Now, I'm excited because this is behind the scenes. And I would love to read your bio, although we're going to send that to everybody. We'll be here maybe 3 or 4 shows. So can you take a moment, Zondra, for those folks that don't know who you are, and just say, who is Zondra? But more importantly, what are you up to these days? That's the question.
When people ask me the question, who is Zondra? I'm a woman of great valor. I am one of integrity, and I'm passionate about everything that I do, and I've decided to serve leaders in the universe. So who am I? I'm Zondra Evans. I'm up to a lot. I do a lot. I am really into the executive producing role these days and doing a lot of major distribution on streaming TV.
Streaming TV. And for those folks that are saying, okay, what should they expect on this episode?
Oh, on this episode, we're going to be talking about a lot. I want to really inspire and encourage the viewers. I'm happy you're here. And so I want to give my all to let you know, really, that you have so much power inside of you. And it's up to you whether or not you will be courageously intentional enough to access it.
Now, what do you say? And I know we'll probably dive into this a little later, but I'm curious. What do you say to the person that's watching saying, man, Jay, we're in uncertain times. These are very challenging times. And they may be curious, how is Zondra keeping her mindset focused on these times now? And what type of conversations are you having with your colleagues?
Yeah, a good question. So, the pandemic didn't make me kind of live my life in this way. I'm a firm believer that life circumstances don't define you. They only create depth in your character. And we're all suffering from a life circumstance right now. But I think it's critically important that we really understand how to kind of level up and the true power of association. Because when you start to understand that, then you know how to align yourself so that you can soar, even in a pandemic.
Even in a pandemic, you can soar. The question has come up a number of times that we all now have to make a change or we have to pivot. Like you said, it didn't make us, but there are some changes. What are some changes that maybe you had to make during these times, if any at all?
Well, not a whole bunch.
Good.
I already use technology, so I was already prepared. I would say that I had been reading tea leaves and steeping them for quite some time. So I have a lot of digital components to my business. So given that, it wasn't really a tough pivot for me. It's just now that I'm using technology even more to do one-on-one interviews. But what's really happened for me during this time is producers have come to Zondra TV Network asking for their own show and to become producers. And so that really has propelled me during this downturn.
Wow. I know we're going to get into be seen. We're going to get into be heard. We're going to get into grow. I can't wait to hear you talk about how you do that. That's going to be super exciting. We've got a show out there for Leslie that's just joining, Cetra that's joining, Saccone Prince, what's up? Leslie May is in the house. Eureka Dodd is here. So many folks are tuning in. You're bringing out the all-stars. So if they want to know how to be seen, if they want to know how to be heard, if they want to know how to have a show and be able to produce during these times, Denise Johnson, pay attention because we got to get going. As soon as we get back, I'm going to ask her, be seen, be heard. How do you do that? We got a show in 5. It's my favorite part. What's up, Marvin? 4, 3. I know I always count down, don't I? 2, 1. It's showtime. We'll be right back, and you're going to be seen, be heard, and what? Grow. Promise I made to my mom. I only did this message for one person,
And that's my mom. This is for you, Mom. Love you. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Shay Brown.
Mic check, mic check.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Yes. Yeah.
And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win. If you're going in, put your hands.
Well, it's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue late night show in the country where we're on a mission. Our mission is to empower. Our mission is to inspire. And our mission is to provide you, the entrepreneur, with all of the resources necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. And I want you to imagine for a moment, that you have 3 visions. I believe you have 3 visions. I believe first you have a vision for yourself, right? The way you want to live, the clothes you want to wear, the car you want to drive. And it takes what? It takes resources, which means it takes revenue to make that happen. And then some of you have a vision right now for your loved ones. Mother dear is still here. I'm fortunate during these times that she can order stuff online. I can go to her door and knock and bring groceries, and it feels good. She now knows how to order stuff online. That's a good thing, and Mother dear, if you're watching, it's a good thing, okay? But I'll tell you, it takes resources to do that. Some of you write a check for your loved ones. You take care of their health care insurance. You paying their mortgage right now. It takes resources, which means it takes revenue. And then you have a third vision, I believe. I believe you have a vision for the people you were called to serve. And I want you to imagine for a moment that you're Noah. And I'm a believer. You don't have to be a believer. But there's this Bible and there's Noah. And Noah's been given a vision from God. He's given the experience. He's given expertise just like you. And he's ready to go. And right before he gets started, he says, what's going on? Excuse me, Noah. We want to report in that we don't have any hammers today. There are no hammers in the house. They're all gone. Noah says, cool, no problem. We'll make this thing happen. No problem. Noah, pardon me one more time. There are no nails here either, by the way. No hammer, no nails. No hammer, no nails. Look, rule number 1. We never panic. Noah, one last time. Just one last time. There's no wood and there's no team to put the boat together. Good luck on this vision. And that might be you right now. You've got a big heart. You got the purpose. You got the passion. But you need to be heard. You need to be seen. And your audience needs to find you. That's why Zondra is here today to give you the resources. So, Zondra, what's going on? How are you? Welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show.
Oh, Shay, thank you so much for having me, and thank your viewers for watching tonight. It's an honor to be here. I know we've tried to make this happen for months, and it finally happened. So glad to be here.
Well, thank you so much for being here. Cedra says, what's up? She said, what's up, Sandra? They're saying, Sandra, what about Shay Brown? She's in the house. Samuel's in the house. George Allen's in the house. So many folks are tuning in. Look, let's just address the elephant in the room. You came up with this title, Be Heard, Be Seen. It woke up I'm not gonna say the dead, but it woke up a lot of people. Why did you pick that title, and what are you gonna be talking about?
You know, that's a good question. I think because I truly believe that if you want to grow your business, even if you want to just stabilize your business and sustain it, you have to be heard and you have to be seen. So what that really means is you need video, you need audio, and then you can start to meld those two together so that you could grow. It takes that. You have to be heard, you have to be seen in order to grow.
Here's what I'd like for you to do. You're watching right now because I'm going to ask Sandra in a moment to break down the whole being heard and be seen, even with all this noise that you might be thinking is going on, right? You're like, wow, everybody's doing it. No. I'm going to ask her to give us the 3 secrets to success in order for you to be heard and to be seen. Number 1, before we do that, you don't have to hold this to yourself. We believe in the giver's economy. The person out gives the competition, out earns the competition. So hit the share button. But Shay, she's going to be talking about her secrets. Hit the watch party button. You have her permission right now to share this into your group. Now, when you share it, write these words. It's our mantra: serve, serve, and give value. Serve, serve, and give value. So yeah, your competition might see it, but it's plenty for all of us. Now, I'm going to ask her, be heard, be seen. If you had to say right now, what's one of the reasons to do that, even when everybody seems to be doing it, why should they start now?
I think it's critical because we're in a digital society, and I know that we use that term fairly loosely, but the reality is streaming technology is the wave of the future, and it's the way people are ingesting information. And I know that we think social platforms is it, and social platforms does serve a purpose, but if you really want to raise above the white noise, then you'll be in streaming technology and you'll set the pace for the future.
Yeah, but Zondra, that's easy for you to say. This is what you do. I've never been trained. I'm not even sure where to start. Can you at least tell someone like me? There's two type of people. There's someone that's very experienced, and we'll get to you. You're like, I know it all, Shay. That's fine. You pay attention. But there's someone else that's like, I showed up to learn. And so where do I start? And what are some of the best practices that you would share to someone like myself that it's me? Like, where do I start, Zondra?
I feel you. So, and I'll talk about it. But you know what? You have to know that you cannot maneuver this journey with just yourself. I'm going to give you an example. I have 4 different coaches. I have a life coach, a leadership coach for business. I have a media coach, and I have a spiritual coach. So I have 4 different people that are guiding and showing me and directing me and giving me the feedback I need. Oftentimes we don't want to ask for support, and I'm okay to ask for support. Notice I said support, not help. I ask people to support me. So that's number one. But in this whole media thing, because like you said, I'm in it. And so it's easy for me to say that. But at the end of the day, given that I understood that people will not understand about streaming, I have developed a TV media incubator where I teach people how to learn the streaming business, how to monetize the streaming business, and how to create that residual income that they deserve in their life.
Okay. And what type of person should pay attention, and what's one step that someone could take right now?
Yeah, I think anybody should be paying attention, because if you're not being interviewed on streaming TV today, then I think you need to be jumping on. You know, you jump on anywhere. I mean, Shay's show, as an example, this show is streamed on Roku. So, given the way technology is, and that TVs are coming out the package with Roku and Amazon Fire already preloaded, you cannot afford not to be, if it's nothing other than being interviewed. Learn how to interview. Hire you a media coach. Why wouldn't you? To teach you how to posture in the media.
For Sherry Johnson is out there, Jennifer Atkinson is out there. What's up, Cynthia Green here in Maryland, out there, Christy Griffin, and so many folks that are tuning on. They're like, I'm just meeting this person, Shay. I don't even know anything about her. Like, ask her, how did she get into this business, and what does she enjoy about it? Okay, I'm glad you told me to say that. So how did you get in this business, and what do you enjoy about it?
Well, I tell you what. Now here, I'm going to be fully transparent, because I think that is critically important. I am a motivational speaker by trade. I am a best-selling author, and I'm a certified life leadership and transformation coach. That is who I am. People still call me Coach Zondra. And I really wanted to speak on huge stages, like in front of thousands. That was my goal when I left corporate America, thousands. And but God saw different, and He allowed me to buy my first Roku channel like 2.5 years ago. And then from that just came additional Roku channels and additional Amazon channels. And I just learned the business, because you're never too old to learn. So I just got in and really started studying. And then I had a few mentors on the side. But, it was handed to me, and I took the challenge. I like taking on challenges, and it's been a huge success.
Some folks are saying, you said that we need to be interviewed at least. So if we don't have a platform, which we'll talk about in a moment, you help people get platforms, they should at least be interviewed. But they're like, okay, you said you need to learn how to. Can you give us maybe 1, 2, or 3 ideas that we can take if someone's going to interview us? So they're now going to go out and they're going to contact someone. Don't contact me right away. I'm joking. Don't contact Zondra right away. I'm joking.
No. But you know what? I don't know, Shay, because I'm going to tell you, I've had some people on my show that has said, I didn't know what to expect or to interview. I didn't know. I think it really has to do a lot, too, with the person that's interviewing you that will bring out the best in you. But I'm going to give you these tips that you need to know this if you don't know anything else. You should have a compelling intro. And what an intro is, announcing who you are and the impact you're making on the world. And then you should have a really good outro. Why? Outro means at the end, you want to leave that thought that is going to really be your hook. Everybody needs that. People don't kind of remember all the stuff mushed up in the middle. It's the beginning and the end. So that's got to be power. That's where your power is. So you use your power. And then the other thing is learn how to tell your story and be very succinct about doing that.
You talked about intros and outros. Maybe later you'll give me the cue, and maybe we'll get the team to cue up something, and they'll be able to see a type of intro. You let me know when you want to show that.
Okay.
Now they may want to be asking, okay, I heard her. I know what to do if I'm a guest. Got it. And I've got to have my power. I got to come with the story, the fire in the beginning and the fire at the end. Got that. But what if I have my own podcast right now? Like I'm not on TV yet, but I have my own podcast. And how can I ask like some good questions? Can you give me a tip and an idea? And this is something Zondra, she teaches. I mean, this is what she does with folks. She helps folks do a lot of things so they can be heard and be seen. So I'm going to ask her the question. I'm down on the other side. How does someone know what question to ask to really help the audience really enjoy it?
Well, each person is different because, I wouldn't tell you, this is a package interview. In fact, none of my shows are scripted because I like it to be very organic when I'm talking to people. But, there are some things that you want to ask. How did you get started? Those are, the questions that you ask. What really, drives you or what keeps you up at night? You can ask all those questions, but really it's around knowing who you're interviewing and how to make them comfortable and to show the best side of them. And that really has a lot to do with the person that's interviewing you. Who is it? Do they have experience? Do you want to, keep them in an area that is doesn't kind of throw them off? So I would love to be able to tell you, here's what you need to ask people. They should know their name. They should know their website, and they better know how to get in contact with you and have a call to action. But really, however the conversation goes, if you're good at interviewing, you're going to follow that rabbit trail and then bring that back around to show the greatness in the person.
Wow, they're saying Zondra is so perfect. Has she ever had a time when she was on camera, on set, and things didn't go the way she wanted them to go? And how did she rebound from that? For Tanisha that's out there right now, June Klein that's up there in Phoenix, Arizona is watching. Michelle MacArthur says, hey, what's going on? Happy Memorial Day. Don't say Happy Memorial Day. Hi. This could be edited. I'm joking. I'm joking. But the folks out there listening right now, so my question in all seriousness that I just asked you, if you can go ahead and answer it, I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, everything doesn't go right on set. I'll tell you that. Everything doesn't go right. There's going to be technical issues. What should we experience some today?
Hey.
There's going to be technical issues. There's going to be things that happen. And you know what? If you haven't gotten good rest as the person that's interviewing someone, you're not as quick on your feet. It's going to happen. And I make mistakes sometimes when I'm talking and interviewing, and I'll be like, okay, I just can't get it together today. I just laugh it off and keep it moving. Because you know what? We're all human and we're prone to mistakes, but mistakes doesn't mean that you're not still walking in excellence.
Love it. They're looking behind your shoulder and they see that word says fireside chat. Take a moment. It's right there behind us. I'm not going to say that on purpose, but it's right there behind.
Why don't you show them a little clip from the show?
Okay. So, now she got some humor now. She got some fire. This is not scripted either. She said, Shay, we're going to just have a conversation. So let's go over. I'm going down there now to fireside chat. I'll get there right now. Ladies and gentlemen, let me give you an example, and we'll be right back.
All right. This social media dating, how does that affect you as single women?
I think the social media, it kind of takes that dynamic, that connection I believe we're losing that connection in that social media realm.
Because we don't know everything. Y'all know we do not know everything, but it's okay.
Yes.
That's where the beauty of it is.
I know my strengths. Yes.
You know where you play fully.
Yes.
Like they say, your sweet spot.
What you want to know?
I want to know everything.
I never felt I was ready before, and now I feel like I'm ready. And I need that other person to make me better.
I want you to be the absolute best that you can be. Peace.
Fireside chat. What is it? I love it. Who's it for, and what's the purpose of the show?
I come up with titles that are real life topics. I'm all about real life. I'm not trying to, interview Hollywood stars. I want to really have people there that are real people with real problems and how they navigated that journey. It's my group coaching, for lack of a better term. That's where I do it, on Fireside Chat. So I invite guests on, and we have a topic. It's unscripted, and we talk about it. And at the end, you get some tips and pointers. So it's my fun show. That's my fun show.
Your fun show. What do you enjoy most about what you do?
Just being able to meet so many people and wonderful people that end up being really great relationships for me. It's just been awesome. Everything that I've done. I think a few weeks back, I was like, I can't believe it. I'm on, sharing the stage with Sharon Lecter, who wrote, Think and Grow Rich for Women. Yeah. And I was like, for real? Am I really on this stage as a panelist? So I get to meet awesome people. It's amazing.
Yeah, and when they see ZTV behind you, you talked about earlier that you have different folks you work with, you bring on your show. For someone that's watching right now, take a moment to kind of frame the conversation, the type of guest that you look for. They might be like, well, maybe I'm somebody, or maybe there's someone I should recommend or refer that can work with her, not just as a guest. But do the guest first, and then we'll come back and talk about the type of clients you work with. But before you do that, for those folks that are out there, you're like, wow, this is some good stuff. Like, people need right now to create a digital presence. And the only way to create a digital presence is to have a media footprint. And when you get a media footprint, you want to build a media empire. And the way to do that right now is you can hit the share button. And when you hit the share button, you can pay this message forward, because Zondra showed up, and before we got started, she didn't ask for a Cash App payment. She didn't ask for a Zelle payment. She says, I'm here to serve. So go ahead and hit the share button right now. Go ahead and hit the share button, hit the watch party button. And when you do that, just put Zondra is dropping nuggets now. Just put Zondra is dropping nuggets now, because she's sharing some of the big tips that she has that she doesn't have to do. But she's here to serve and to help all of us. Some of you are just getting started, and others of you are veterans. This is what you do. You've been doing this for a lot of years, and now's the time to raise your standard and go to a whole nother level. And it's possible. Zondra will change your life if you let her. All right, Zondra, tell us the type of folks that you bring on to be guests.
It's both women and men. So I don't discriminate. That's my fun show. So I do women and men that really want to weigh in on the topic. I usually do a casting call, for the type of show I'm going to be doing. So just to give you an example, I had 2 African-American female judges on the show. And the name of the show was Judge But Not Judge. How do you be a judge but not judge? And so that was a wonderful show. So I brought them in. But then I just bring in anyone. I mean, I do things around balance and bliss and, Sawabona sisters, and what that really means in South Africa is I see you. I bring interesting people that have great stories that want to weigh in on the topic. And so look for casting calls to come out from me. I do casting calls, and look for people to be guests on the show.
I love it. I love how you come up with the different episodes. Just so cool, so real, and so original. Take a moment if you can and talk about the type of folks that you work with. Like they might be thinking, okay, Shay, I'm a stutterer. Like Shay's a stutterer. I'm this, and am I the type of person she would even work with? Because I'm not perfect. Take a moment and just kind of let them know the type of clients you work with.
Well, first of all, no one is perfect. Okay.
Yay!
We all try.
I
No
qualify.
one. Okay, I got to get that out the way. No one's perfect. But I work with anyone that wants to really elevate their brand and that they want to get their message out. You want to get your message out. Be heard, be seen, and grow. People really don't buy from you because you have a website or a logo. People actually buy from you because they get behind your story. And you have to be willing to tell your story. So I don't think that I don't discriminate. Oh, it's got to be this, it's got to be that. No. Are you willing to tell your story to the world? And if you are, then you could be a great candidate, especially for my other talk show that's called Real Biz Talk with Zondra. If you want to be on there and tell about your business and how you got started, come on, get on.
I love it. I love it. For those folks, Sabrina Thomas, what's going on? Vachetta, it's always a pleasure. Martin Lopez is out there. Make sure you hit the share button, hit the watch party button. Pay this message forward. And as they're listening to you right now, they might be saying, whoa, she just talked about a biz show. She talked about sharing the story on the show. Do you share with folks how they can share their company story or what they do? Do you have maybe 1, 2, 3 ideas you can give, if any? But folks have got to tell their story. And I know that's one of your goodies. These are goodies. These are golden nuggets. She's gone from nuggets to golden nuggets.
Well, you know what? I just have to tell you, you have to learn how to tell your story well. And telling the story, you kind of weave it into how you got to where you are. And that does take a little bit of practice. I won't tell you that you can just get on and tell the story, it's going to just flow. But you need to be able to tell people, this was not my destiny, and how it all occurred, and how you are navigating through the terse waters of the journey. Because no matter what Shay says, no matter what I say, listen, there's going to be some terse waters in your journey. It's not going to be perfect, and that's okay. That's where most of the glory resides, is actually in the story that says it wasn't perfect.
When you first started, and might be a number of folks out there, and they're like, "Wow, I don't have a big audience. I just have a few folks that might be tuning in," and it can be discouraging. I was talking to someone recently; they may be watching right now, and they're like, "Shay, I went back and there was less than 20 viewers, and nobody's really downloading my podcast right now. I think I'm gonna stop until I can just spend money on advertising because there's no one listening." And what I shared with them, and I'll get your input, was they've got to keep going, obviously. But it's not about me. This is about, what do you share with folks like that when they're getting going, like, man, I feel like it's just me and my mom or family watching.
Just don't quit. That's what I have to say. Just don't quit. Because I have had times. I started out, let me just tell you, I started out with a webinar service called Real Biz Talk with Zondra. And, not Real Biz Talk, it was just Real Talk. I wasn't doing business. I was just doing motivational conferences once a month on the second Sunday evening, and I could never get past, 50 people. I was like, I know I'm better than that. Give me the mic and I got this. I know I'm better than that. But the truth of the matter is, people actually seek you out when they need you. And we have to be okay with that. But the thing is, how will people know that they need you if you are not out there in the media, if you're not shouting from the rooftop on every podcast, doing audio, doing video? People need to know who you are because they will remember it. And when they need you, they'll come.
I love it. I love it. Thanks for being so authentic and really sharing your story on how you got there. That means a lot to myself and so many folks that admire you. I'm a big fan. I'm a huge fan, guys. So I'm on the other side. They're like, gosh, like, she's here. Like, we made it happen. And so I'm like geeking out, trying to be cool, of course. Trying to be cool over here, of course. But as I'm having this conversation, I'm on the other side. Take a moment, if you can, and just share, why do you do this? Like, why do you still do this? You could step back and do something else with your time, but you're still out there transforming lives and also giving people a platform to be able to transform lives. So it's not all about you.
Yeah, Okay, I got to tell the story.
Tell the
I
story.
don't
Tell
think
the
we got
story.
time. But I have to tell the story because I spent 40 years, 40 years in corporate America. And when I got the golden handshake about 4 years ago, I had already made a determination and a decision. I created an exit strategy when they were paying me in that six-figure job, and I knew exactly what I was going to do. Hear me out. Exactly what I was going to do. I was going to do a webinar, and I was going to do coaching, and I was going to do my thing. But what happened was TV. It wasn't really what I thought that I would be doing. It's critically important that you have an exit strategy and that you know how you're going to maneuver, and you make that exit strategy in good times, because it's hard to make a good exit strategy when you're kind of pent up against the wall. And a lot of people are feeling that right now, and they're seizing up. So I encourage you, make an exit strategy, know what you're going to do, and then just really go and make it happen.
I love it. How do you select maybe someone's going to be a producer that's going to work with you? And you do this. Now, I want to let you guys know this is something that her company teaches you how to do. But I'm asking her, you might be thinking, okay, Shay, I can do it, but I need someone that can kind of help direct me. Now, Zondra is a source, right? She's a source, and she's kind of sharing, here's what you should be looking for. For someone out there like Mark Anthony Jenkins, if you haven't met him, I've got to connect you with him. One of the baddest brothers out of New York, with black entrepreneurs worldwide, about 50,000 folks that follow them in their group. Great person. Mark, you've got to talk to Zondra and have her on. Excellent person. But anyway, all of you out there, wonderful. Every one of you. I don't want to pick out one person. Somebody's going to send me a note. But in all seriousness, you know how that works. I'm sorry. In all seriousness, how did someone select a producer?
You know, I've been blessed. So I'm going to tell you, I've been blessed. All the producers that have came to me have been for self-help kind of content that really fits in with my channel. You know, my channel is not one where you're probably going to have, you know, music videos and hip hop. It's not that. It's a self-help channel. It's a channel where we motivate, encourage, and inspire you to walk in your greatness. So the shows that have come have been pretty much kind of in that vein. And so it's worked out well for me. I'm in discussions now with another TV network that wants to collaborate with us. But, you know, I'm not really sure it might be exactly the right thing for us. So, you know, I pray about it, and God just send me the right people. Even in this pandemic, I've signed 8 contracts for 8 new producers with 8 new shows on the network.
Wow. So much success, man. I love it. You know, you've interviewed so many people. It's hard to say, but is there an interview that stands out that you remember having and a lesson that you learned from that interview that you could share with us? There's so many, I know. It's hard to do that, but can you think of one or episode?
I do have one. Let me tell you, my first interview ever was with Angel Tussey. And I know Angel's been on your show. That Angel is my media manager, my PR agent. She do everything for me. So, she came to Dallas, and I was like, Angel, let me interview you. But that was as foreign to me. I was like, I'm used to her interviewing me. So for me to be sitting in the chair across from her and actually conducting an interview from who I believe is truly an expert, it was a learning situation. And it was kind of like, I think I got nervous because I'm like, she's the one that brought me to the media. And now I'm interviewing her. But the greatest thing after that is for her and her husband to tell me, Zondra, you have a gold mine here and you're so good at it. And I was like, y'all really think so? I was kind of nervous.
You nervous in Houston? You're in Houston, right?
I'm in Dallas.
Oh, gosh, geez. Dallas. You nervous? I can't imagine you being nervous.
Well, I mean, it's just like, that's my coach. That's my PR agent. And here I am like, and so Angel, how did you get started? You know, like, what? She's usually asking me, Zondra, what did you do? How did you do this? What happened? So it was just crazy, but I enjoyed it. It was great, but it was a learning experience. I kind of was like a little Okay, I got through it.
Gosh.
And it was a double header episode too.
It was a what?
So that even made it. It was double header. We did a 30-minute show. So I was like, oh, okay.
And that was your first one. Oh my gosh. That's one of the first ones you remember. That is truly amazing. Angel is amazing, by the way. Angel Tussey is super incredible person. I love what she's doing. I love what she represents. And I love how her brand helps other brands really elevate to an entirely different level. You know, one of the beliefs that we have for everyone that's out there right now that's watching, by the way. What's up, Wendy? Thanks for tuning in. Sharon, it's always a pleasure. Steven, so many out there that's out there. Hit the share button if you haven't hit the share button. Hit the watch party button if you haven't done that. And pay this message forward. There's another entrepreneur, there's another speaker, author, coach, or trainer that's out there right now. And someone has the goal of finding Zondra right now. They're like, I've got to build my media empire. And Zondra is the aspirin to someone's headache right now. And that goes a very, very long way. We have a mantra here, Zondra, one of our core beliefs, one of our core values, called Today is my January 1st. And for those folks that know what I'm about to do, you can look right below the video right now and you can make that declaration. You can write those words, today is my January 1st. For those that wonder what in the LL Cool J are you talking about, Shay, today is my January 1st represents one of those moments in time where you get to make a decision, and that decision can forever change the trajectory of your life. So you either make a decision right now, you're going to work out during this time, or you're going to sit back and binge watch. Netflix became your favorite. Or you make a decision, you make a decision that you're going to go and you're going to eat hamburgers and french fries with a little salt and pepper and ketchup. Obviously, got to have that. Or you're going to open up the refrigerator and you're going to reach in. There's going to be some kale, there's going to be some broccoli, and there's going to be some carrots. It's a do-over. It's a fresh start. When you hear those words, today is your January 1st, what pops in your mind?
I don't know what just popped up.
Look, we had one of those moments, okay? We had one of those moments. It's going to be all right.
You know what pops in my mind? Unlimitless potential. Like, I live in that space. Like, you know, you could do anything that you put your mind to. So unlimitless potential. That's what pops in my mind.
Love it. What was that January 1st? What was your January 1st moment? That moment that you drew a line in the sand and you said you're going to plant your flag and you're going to teach people how they can build their media empire and how they can change their business so they can be heard and be seen. What was that moment you said, this is it? Like not just for me, but I can help other people.
Well, I've always been in the helping mode. I mean, even when I was in corporate. But let me tell you why I decided that I have to help people is because the first Roku channel that I purchased, the person I purchased it from left me for dead. So when they left me for dead, I said, you know what? I've got to create something where every bit of information that I am able to gain and to learn, I want people that come into Zondra TV Network to be able to get that information freely. And so I always say, you know, the man up above, God actually was my best instructor. And so the intellectual knowledge and property that I have, he gave it to me. It's on loan. I don't own it. So that's why I have the incubator. That's why I teach people. That's what I do. I'm constantly giving away free calls to get on there with me and to really go through and let's figure out what your destiny really looks like for you. And by the way, that's the next level of destiny, because I believe you have many destinies that you're going for over a lifetime.
God, I love what you do, man. I just love your energy. I love your heart to give. I love your heart to serve. There's so many folks out there and they're writing today is my January 1st. They're fired up. Today is my January 1st, just like they were back on December 31st. After a couple of drinks on the back of a napkin, they would write down their resolutions. Remember that? And I don't know if you noticed, but January 17th is National Ditch Your Resolution Day. Like, you can go Google that. National Ditch Your Resolution Day is January 17th. So my question to you is, how do you share with your clients how they can be consistent? You probably heard before that consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. And having said that, what do most people struggle with, my hand is raised, they struggle with consistency. So how do you hashtag stay the course?
Yeah, I think consistency is important, but I'm gonna really be transparent with you, Shay. I believe that knowing who you are and why you're here is probably more important than being consistent. Because sometimes people are being consistent to what other people want them to do or be. And I think it's critically important that you understand who you are and why you're here. And then the what you need to do in your life. And that then is what marries you to being consistent, passionate, and exemplifying true leadership.
So well said. How does someone connect with you? How do they stay in a conversation with you over and beyond today to get to know more about you and connect with you and your company?
Oh, that's awesome. So you know what? I'm going to do a text offer because I think if you could just text me, so you can text Zondra, that's Zondra, to 66599. There will be a downloadable document where there are embedded links for free discovery calls. All you need to do is download the document and get a free discovery call with me. And let's talk about it. Then, it's 30 minutes of your time, but it's really worth it in order to connect and understand what is your next level of destiny.
Give them that number again, a little slower. For those folks that are listening to the podcast, you want to go ahead and write this down right now. For those folks that may have got a hold of the long lost video file for whatever reason, you can go ahead and do it as well. And if it's working, then congratulations. But I would do it. Yeah. If you're watching now, go ahead and open up your phone. You know how to do that. Go to the messenger. You know how to do that. And follow the instructions. So give them the instructions and say it a little slower. And for someone out there, will you do me a favor? Will you write that right below the video? Like, you don't have to hold this. Just maybe even if this is not for you, pay it forward to someone else. Like you have her permission. You don't have to watch right now. Someone else you could share it and they could share it to someone else. You can post it to your page right now, that if someone's out there and they're looking for this, that this is a resource for them in order to do the things and execute the vision they have for the people they were called to serve, because the vision is much bigger than them. So Zondra, take a moment and go a little slower. They got to write it down. Don't write it down. That's so 1980s.
I thought you were going to put it in the box.
Well, I was, but I'm trying to type it up, but I forgot that we were. I'm gonna do it.
No, I'm doing it slower for you, Shay. But okay.
Okay. And I'm gonna type it up for you. I'm gonna type it up while you're talking, only for you. I never done this before. Okay, go ahead. Talk to me. What's the number?
Okay, text Zondra, Zondra, to 66599. And there will be a document the name of the document is Streaming Revenue Made Easy. I'm going to teach you how to really understand the streaming business and how much money you're actually leaving on the table. So download that document. Inside that document will be embedded links for free discovery calls. They're all through the document. It'll say, schedule your free discovery call. Click that. It'll take you directly to my calendar. Schedule that discovery call. And in fact, if I can't even imagine why you wouldn't. If it's free, anything free, y'all need to be taking it. I'm giving away my time for free.
She said, if it's free, it's always for me. Here's what you do. You text Zondra. There we go. This is Mammy made, but we made it happen. We still make it happen, baby. I can still make this thing do what it do. But in all, this is real time, y'all. I can't make these stories up. I really can't. Text the word Zondra. That's her name. Zondra to 66599. Again, text Zondra. You can see it right there. Zondra. Take a picture of the screen if you have to. I get it. Just screenshot it right now. To 66599. Let's text and make sure it works. Sometimes these things don't work. You know what I mean? So if it don't work, you put a note saying it's not working, Shay. You let us know right away, and she'll be on the case. You'll get a document. It comes to you, Streaming Revenue Made Easy, and there's a way. She said she's even making herself available for a handful of folks to fill out the information to meet with them. I'm going to ask her why would someone want to meet with her? I'm going to ask her that question. That's a very reasonable question. So let's ask her that. I'm going to go back to her now and say, well, why should someone want to spend 15, 20 minutes or spend some time with you? Can they ask their questions? Tell us a little bit about the type of folks that do meet with you.
Oh, God. It's on everybody, but business people want to meet with me. A lot of folks that are small business entrepreneurs and solopreneurs, they want to meet with me because they want to ask me about, their business venture and what my thoughts are about what they're doing. It's your free time. I don't structure the call. It's over Zoom. I get to meet a lot of wonderful people. And you can talk to me about whatever you would like to, even if it's about life. I'm a life coach. You can talk to me about life situations. You can talk to me about business. You can talk to me about transitioning in your life. You could talk to me about corporate, because I spent 40 years in corporate America. So if anybody could tell you how to maneuver that game, it would be me.
40 years. Come on, somebody. Congratulations to you, man. You're making it happen. Looking fabulous over there. They said, what? You ain't spent no 40 years in corporate America. She playing with us. No, she's telling us the truth. She's here tonight. You probably heard a lot about affirmations. They're very important. I know there's so many out there, but what's one of the affirmations or thoughts that are sayings that you keep in your head that kind of keeps you tuned in, keeps you grounded, keeps you moving forward? Anyone pop in mind?
Yeah. One does pop in mind. Actually two. God is my source and my strength. And so that is always in the back of my head. But I'll tell you another saying that's always there for me. And that is, and I think I mentioned it earlier, life circumstances have never defined who I am. It really has created depth in my character. So when I have hard times, I have to remember that. Life circumstances only created depth in the character of who I am today. And I got a third one. Be mindful, Zondra, of all of the opportunities I give you, that you bless other people. And so that's how I live my life.
Wow, I love it. Talk for a moment about the importance of having affirmations, the importance of having these positive thoughts. Just take a moment. I know you do a lot of coaching on the side, but I couldn't let you get off the show without asking that question. Come on now.
Well, I could tell you this. Affirmations are good, but I want to leave y'all with a question in mind. Do you believe them? See, a lot of people say a lot of positive affirmations every day, but do you really believe it? Because when you really believe what you're affirming, then you should be taking action.
Very, very, very powerful. Thanks so much for sharing, man. You are truly amazing. For those folks out there, I don't know if I mentioned this to you, that one of the things that we do as well is we also share with us the Happy Entrepreneur Manifesto. And it's in line with what you said. It's just our thoughts. It's just our beliefs. And they are beliefs. You ask that question, do we believe? And the answer is yes. Let me take a moment. If you're out there and you're like, Shay, I never even heard of this. One of the things we put together is the Happy Entrepreneur Manifesto. There's no catch. There's no cost. There's no upsell or downsell, cross-sell. It's just our gift to the world. And these are some of our beliefs. And the reason I want you to have this is, one, it's free. So it's a free download. Is that we're on a mission to help 10 million entrepreneurs over the next 10 years really improve the quality of their life. And inside this manifesto, now maybe I asked Zondra one of the questions that I love on here, is we have several of them, right? So one of them is, I believe that automation is the key to reclaiming my time, right? So I believe there is a 25th hour, by the way, it's automation. I believe there are more than 1,440 minutes in every day when you use technology and automation. We buy more time. But one of my favorite is, I had up here, Zondra, someone, I believe spending quality time with family is non-negotiable. And I was talking to someone, they said, Shay, I pulled this up in my email. This was recently on our show. And I said, I'm spending too much time in the room. Like, I'm not out with my husband and my 2 kids. I've been working on my business. I'm working from home, and I got to stop that. But that's not why I brought this up. The reason I brought this up, Zondra, is one of our favorites is the results that show up in your life are just as important as the results that show up in your bank account. Let me say that again. The results that show up in your life, that's one of my favorite, is just as important as the results that show up in your bank account. Take a moment, if you will, and talk about that. It's not about chasing the money, but it's also about making sure you get results in your life. And for those folks that are out there like, hey, this is pretty cool, Shay. I'm loving this. I'm smelling what you're cooking in the kitchen over there. I like it. How do I get a hold of it? I'm going to share what you do that. And then I'm going to ask her about getting results in your life. In my time, I did what she did, by the way. She's coaching me, and she don't even know it, by the way. So we can put together another document. See, look at this. You can text in the word manifesto. Woo! Holla Holla at your boy. I'm always learning. You can text the word Manifesto to 202-999. You got to have some fun. 3515. When you text the word Manifesto, you'll get an automatic response. Click the link. Download the Manifesto so we can stay connected. Download the Manifesto so it can help you. And then let me know, what was your favorite one? Do it now. Zondra, when you hear those words, the results that show up in your life are just as important as the results that show up in your bank account. What goes through your mind?
It's a good question because I think that people believe that results and bank account go hand in hand. And the reality of it is that one is probably going to be lagging. And it's usually the bank account. It doesn't mean that you're not, that you're money poor, or that you're not making equal to maybe the contribution, right? I put in contribution for the last 3 years, like countless hours, building this network. I wouldn't say that the bank account was equal to that result. I mean, it ain't been equal to that result in the last 3 years. But I think when you stick with it, that consistency and persistence, and that you're motivated and encouraging and inspiring yourself to keep on chugging along, before you know it, there's something that just merges together with the energy and the passion and that bank account, and they go hand in hand. But they may not actually arrive at the same time.
So well said. Of all the mentors that you've had along this journey of life, and you've had so many, what is one lesson you learned from one of your mentors that you could share with us that we could take away?
Well, I'd like to call him my mentor. Les Brown has been, I started motivational speaking 20 some odd years ago, and he literally, I'm just like in love with Les Brown. So I'm like, he's just thebomb.com to me. And I'm like, I hang on to a lot of what he says. But the one thing that he has taught me is the power of OQP. And, I heard him say it, and I've been saying it, like forever. But the power of OQP, which means only quality people in your life, that's really how you change the answer. There's so much power in association. And so I've learned that from him. And I think that's the one thing that I do is, I make sure that I have OQP and that I'm on OPP. So only quality people and other people's platforms. That's important.
Mm-hmm. Other people's platforms. I love how you said that.
Other people's platform.
And why do you say that?
There's power in getting in front of someone else's audience. Whoever is on here tonight, Shay, they love you. And they're going to be your followers, and they love you. But it's good to be able to spread the word across other people's platforms. So I'm doing that all the time, even though I have streaming TV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I thank you for doing that. Well, let me say this. First, you have a heart to give. What's up, Eric Heilig? You got to have her on. He does Marriage Can Win, by the way. They're a great, great group out there, and you'll be a great person just because of what you do. But you have a heart to give. You have a heart to serve. I first want to say thank you for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. We really appreciate you. Appreciate you being open. Appreciate your willingness to work with us behind the scenes. And more importantly, all the ideas that we get from you. I'm a big believer. I love tuning your show. I look at the quality. I'm like, my goodness, how can I get there? How do I get those guests? How does she do that? And so you may not know, but you are our Oprah. You're that person I see that's like, guys, I can do that one day. And I know that sounds big, but it's so true. When you look at her show, and we showed a clip earlier, it's so quality driven and it's so real. And that's where it starts. So I want to do two things. One, I want you to tell folks once again how they can reconnect with you. And then I want to give you the final thoughts, your closing comments. These fiber optic lines are going to go off, right? So we won't be beaming onto your phone, onto your iPad, into your computer. We're not in your ears right now. And you've got to go do something. These lights are going to go off. And you've got to go out there and take action. So I've asked Zondra. She's agreed. Not all guests agree, but she's agreed to share her closing thoughts. Her final comments is going to help inspire and empower you to go out there and do the things you got to do, because you can do this. No, you can do do this. Over to you, Zondra. Once again, thank you so much.
You absolutely can do this. There is power that resides inside of you. And it is really up to you whether or not you'll be courageously intentional to actually access that power and deliver it to the universe. I said once before in this interview, life circumstances don't define you. They create depth in your character, but even more importantly, how you respond in any situation truly dictates how you recover. So as I always say, continue to be the best you. Serve the world, the genuine you.
Be the best you. Continue to serve the world. Today is your January 1st. You can be heard. Today is your January 1st. You can be seen. And today is your January 1st. You can build your media empire.
Yes,
with that being said, I want you to know that you're amazing, that you're incredible, and that for you, the best is still yet to come. The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. Before we sign off, hit the share button. Hit the heart button. Give a digital applause. How do you give her a digital applause? Hit the share button. Pay this message forward and say, Zondra, drop some golden nuggets. Pay it forward right now. Pay it forward. For those that are curious, say, who's doing all that screaming? My name, by the way, is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. And I promise you, from the bottom of my heart, we'll make some good things happen. We connect again next time. Remember, time is long. Life is short. Live in the moment and make it count. God bless, and I wish everyone you success. See you later. Peace.
Thank you.
Thanks
Bye-bye.
a lot. You're amazing. You rock. You're funny, but it's a lot of fun.
Promise I made to my mom. I only did this message for one person, and that's my mom. This is for you, Mom. Love you. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Shay Brown.
Mic check, mic check. All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Yes. Yeah.
And they stay there. And they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win.
Yeah.
Thank you. God bless.